Great. Okay. So, welcome to Swiflearn online classes. So, before going to the topic, let us first see what Swiflearn is. As you already know that Swiflearn is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. Over here we get the live classes, right? All of our classes are live and interactive where you will be able to share all your thoughts, your ideas, your innovations. You can ask any sort of doubt, you can clear all your confusions in the classes only, right? Secondly, we give personalized attention to each and every students of our batches because our batch consists of maximum number of 6 students, not more than that. So this also help us as well as you to keep an attention in your studies, concentrate in your studies, as well as we will be able to see what you are doing in the class and we can look after you, right? Thirdly, we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team to track, who continuously track and work on the progress of the students. So how you are doing in the class work, how you are doing in the homework, how you are performing the test, everything is tracked by our dedicated academic mentor team, right? And accordingly you will get the feedback and you will be able to improve yourself. And fourthly, we cover all your syllabus as per your school examination schedule. So whatever you have in your school, you can tell us, and accordingly we will prepare all those chapters and you will get more numbers, right? You will score more, right? And also we handle the custom request like this. So these are our general features of Swiflearn. So moving on to the key features, let us see what are the key features of Swiflearn. Okay, so first of all, we maintain a detailed progress report of each and every students in Swiflearn. So over here we see how you are performing in the classes, what is your grasping capacity, how you are doing in the homework, in which topic you are lagging, which topic you need more focus on. Everything is tracked and it is given to you all the feedback in different time intervals so that you will be able to improve yourself, right? Secondly, we have the Swiflearn academic test series, which in short we call as the SATs, where you will be able to perform and you can see where you are ranking, right? Thirdly, we have the unlimited practice test where you can take this test each after completing each and every topic of all the subjects, right? Like think about like you have already done the respiratory system, so you can take the test of the respiratory system. So in this test you have all sort of questions including the subjective as well as the objective questions. In objectives you have the MCQs, filling the blanks, true false, match the column, every type of question or one word or one sentence answer, as well as we have the subjective test for your school examination. So before going to the school examination, you can perform here and you will be able to understand what to write, what are the key words of each and every answer, what you need to add in each and every answer, so that you will score more, you will score better in your school exam as well as your board exam, right? So here we have a very good dedicated team of teacher who will be able to see your answer and give you tips how to improve your answer. So this is all we have in Swiflearn. So to experience all these things, book a free trial class and experience all these features. Fine. So now what you have to do, please subscribe our channel in YouTube. Press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming sessions of Swiflearn. So stay with us, stay with Swiflearn. Please like, comment and share with all your friends and family members. Okay, now this is all about the Swiflearn. I have already said. Now let us move on to the topic of today. So today we will start with a new topic, that is some natural phenomena which is present in CBSE class 8, right? So as you already faced, experienced and seen or at least heard about the various types of natural phenomena which are present or which in different times it happens in all around us, right? In all the countries, and these are not at all in the control of our hand, right? It happens naturally. It is the natural calamities, we can say. It's totally the natural thing or the nature. So let us find out what we will mainly study in this chapter today. So first we will mainly discuss about what is the natural phenomena or what are the different natural phenomena. right? Secondly, we will discuss about lightning in details, how lightning occurs, what actually happens in lightning, and what is the phenomena on which it depends on. Fine. Thirdly, we will discuss about charging by rubbing. Okay, so what are the different charges, how the charges transfer from one place to another by rubbing, right? And fourthly, we will study the different types of charges and how they interact with each other. Fine. So these are our topic of discussion for today's session. So let us study now. Chalo. So you have already seen or at least heard about the different types of natural calamities. Say it can be the earthquake or landslide or cyclone, storm, thunderstorm. We can say the tsunami sometimes, right? The hurricane, tornado, right? Already you have already like experienced it, or you have seen it in the television sometime, right? Ki this cyclone is coming from Bay of Bengal, or there is the landslide mainly during the rainy season in the different mountainous region, है ना? So do you know what are they actually called? Yes. So these phenomena are not at all in our hand or not at all in our control, right? We cannot control all these things because these are the different calamities which is happening in nature. है ना? So what are these called? Yes, this type of phenomena are known as the natural phenomena. Right, so this cyclone, storm, or earthquake, landslide, volcanic eruption, also we can include. These are all the different natural phenomena which is happening in the nature automatically, and we cannot control at all. Right? Yes. So if you are asked that, what do you mean by natural phenomena? What will you say? What will be your answer for this question? Yes. What are the natural phenomena? Yes, so the natural phenomena is a phenomena that occur in nature and therefore not produced by human being, although it may affect the human being at a lot, right? So these natural phenomena, or sometimes we call them as the natural calamities, they are so dangerous, so harmful that it can cause death also. Right, like you can say about the cyclone, tsunami, like the lines slide, or you can say the earthquake. They can be very much dangerous. Their intensity can be very high, which will be very harmful for the human life as well as any other life, may it be the plants or animals or any microorganism, right? So for example, the different example of natural phenomena are volcanic eruption, we can say the rain, thunderstorm, some other phenomena we can say about the cyclone. Yes, we can say about the thunderstorm we can see over here, or we can say the earthquake which we can see in this picture. है ना? So these are the different natural phenomena which are caused, and sometimes they are so harmful, so effective that it can cause death also. Right? So now this type of natural phenomena, we can divide them into three main types. What are the three main types? One is the geological phenomena, second one is the meteorological phenomena, and third one we can say as the oceanographic phenomena. Right? So what are these geological, meteorological and oceanographic phenomena? So from this word geological phenomena, we will be able to understand whatever is happening on the earth's surface, right? So it generally concerned with the solid earth and the rocks or whatever components which are composed of the earth's surface, which are present on the earth's surface, right? So can you tell me some of the examples of this geological phenomena? Yes, we can say like the volcanic eruption or the earthquake or the landslide, right? These are all coming under the geological phenomena. Fine. Now let us move on to the second one, the meteorological phenomena. So in other chapter, you have already studied what is meteorology, right? Meteorology is the study of the weather and the weather forecasting, right? So we can see that the study which is happening along the atmosphere, about the atmosphere, which include the weather, different weather processes as well as the weather forecasting, they all come under the meteorological phenomena. So the weather event are generally explained by this principle of meteorology, and these events actually include the air mass or the dust storm, or we can say the any atmospheric changes. It can be the extreme heat, it can be the snow, it can be the heat waves, it can be the tornado or hurricane also, right? Yes, so the thunderstorm, hurricane, these are all the different examples of the meteorological phenomena, which are also the natural calamities. Let's now move on to the oceanographic phenomena. So, what are the phenomena occurring in the ocean, right? They are mainly concerned with the ocean. Whatever physical or biological changes happening within the ocean, they will all come under the oceanographic phenomena. So, generally, this includes the tsunami, we can say the breaking wave, we can say the huge ocean waves, right? So these will all the different changes which occur naturally due to various types of things, various types of changes in the nature, and they all come under the oceanographic phenomena. So these are the three main types of natural phenomena which causes the natural disaster, or we can say the natural calamities, right? So I guess you have already got an idea what is the natural phenomena as well as what are the different types of natural phenomena, right? Yes. So some of the natural phenomena like the tsunami, cyclone, they are very dangerous, so disastrous in nature that they results in many death. Okay, death of the people. But some of them are not that much dangerous, like the thunderstorm in a very light mode, or we can say the rain. They are relatively harmful, and relatively less harmful. Very sorry, or we can say relatively harmless, and they do not cause that much harmful effect on the living organisms, right? So this is all about the natural phenomena which occurs naturally and we cannot control them. So can you give me this answer, like name some natural phenomena based on the meteorological phenomena? Yes, anything which is based on the meteorological phenomena, or we can say that which continuously occur in the atmosphere. Yes, any change of the temperature, pressure, or we can say like the change in the weather. Yes. So we can say about the tornado, hurricane, right? The thunderstorm, the snow, drought condition also, right? These are the different natural phenomena which occur in the weather, which is mainly associated with the change in the atmosphere or the weather, right? Chalo. Let's now find out what we have mainly in our syllabus in class 8, that is the detailed study of the lightning and earthquake. Okay, so mainly we will learn about the lightning and the earthquake separately, and the detailed phenomena, how it occurs, what actually is happening in the nature, and that actually causes this lightning and earthquake. Fine. So let us start with lightning today. Fine. So you before going to the lightning indirectly, let us find out with some of the real life things which we always face, right? So have you ever seen a spark on the electric pole when any wire becomes loose, or any spark in the socket in the electric plug? If you just put the plug within the socket when the switch is already on, or you just pull it to yourself, have you seen the sparks on it? Right? Yes. In the similar manner, the lightning also happen. It is also the electric spark, but on a huge scale. Right? So we can see the very small sparks only in the socket, or we can say in the electric pole. But when it happens in a huge scale, it occurs in the clouds, or when the cloud is coming with each other, and due to the friction, due to the different charges in the um, electric charges. Okay, so this lightning actually happens in the huge scale, but with the same phenomena. So if you were asked that what do you mean by lightning, so what will you answer? Lightning is the spark of the light in the sky, and sometimes the spark is so intense that it totally brighten up everything. We can see everything, the light in the sky, right? Yes. So this is the lightning. So in case of the previous days or the ancient days, people did not know the main scientific reason of lightning. They do not know how it is happening and what is the main effect of it, and they have a lot of misconception about this lightning. Fine. So they actually thought during those days that the wrath of gods was visiting them during the lightning. But but this is the myth, right? But as everything changes and as everything, like the scientific studies like developed, or the research scientific research world is developing, people got to know the real cause of the lightning. So what is the real cause of the lightning? So they found that it is nothing but the phenomena which happen due to the electric discharge. Okay, so it is actually happening due to the electric discharge, and this electric discharge causes the spark to generate, and same thing happen in a huge scale during the lightning also. Fine, that is the sparkling. Okay, so what do you mean by lightning? It is a streak of bright light and the sound which is caused due to the electric discharge between the two clouds, or between the cloud and the earth also. Fine. Okay, so if you were asked any question like what do you mean by lightning and how it is caused, so what will you answer in short, for like for 1 mark or 2 marks, if you were asked this question? What will you answer? What is lightning and how it is caused? Yes? Okay, so the lightning is the streaks of bright light and the sound which is caused by the electric discharge between cloud as well as the cloud and the ground also. Right? So this is all about the lightning. So to go to the lightning directly, we will first see what are the electric discharges, how it happens, what are the charges, how they interact with each other first. Okay, and what are the different changes we can see due to this electric discharges in our daily life, right? And then we will move on to the main phenomena of lightning. Fine. So, can you like tell me, like you have already seen this type of things, like when you are taking off your woolen clothes or the polyester clothes, you feel that the hair stands on its end, right? Or if you see that in the very dark room, you can even see the spark and you can hear the crackling sound, right? How, why do you think that, what it actually depends on, and why it happens? Any idea? Yes, exactly. So this actually was first discovered by Benjamin Franklin in 1752, who concluded that this lightning and the spark from the clothes, they are basically the same phenomena, and these are all happening due to the electric discharges. Okay, so that is why they we can find the very light spark when we take off the polyester or the woolen cloth, if we see it in the dark room, as well as we can hear the crackling sound sometimes, right? So the same thing happen in case of the lightning also, but in a huge scale. Fine. So let us first do some of the activities, like what are the charges, how it is going from one place to another, right? So this is a very common activity you have already done. I am very much sure that some of the objects like the plastic refill or comb, they can be charged by rubbing with other objects, right? So when the objects are rubbed, they generally attract the very light objects towards us, like the pieces of paper, right? And this process is known as charging by friction or charging by rubbing, right? So over here, what you have to do, just see, we are rubbing or cleaning the comb over here with a cloth which must be the dry cloth, and we are taking the comb towards the very small pieces of paper, and we can see over here, when we are not touching at all, we are not contacting the paper with the comb, then also the papers are sticking with the comb, right? So this we can see, we can infer, or we can like conclude that this charging happens due to the rubbing or due to the friction, right? Now let us find out what are the different charges based on their movement. Fine. So first of all, the charges, there are certain charges that acquired by rubbing, and they are known as the static charges because they do not move, so they are static in one position only. Fine. And there are another type of charges when the charges move, and then it is the electric current, right? So the motion of the charges through a conductor is known as the electric current. Okay, so from here we can see, or we can conclude that the charges sometimes can move and sometimes it is totally stationary and it cannot move at all, right? Okay, so let us perform some activity to understand the basic nature of the electric charges. Fine. So take a balloon and rub it on your dry hair for a couple of seconds. Rub it. You have to fill the balloon with your with air, and you rub it on your dry hair. Very specifically, I'm telling you that is the dry air. Now carry this balloon near the wall. Okay, so what will you see? What will you observe when you will take the balloon towards the wall? You will find that the balloon is trying to stick to the wall. Okay, there is a tendency of the balloon to stick to the wall. Do you know why it is happening? Yes, why the balloon is sticking to the wall? Yes, due to the differences in their charges. Okay, so while we are rubbing the balloon on our hair, we can see that it is acquiring some one type of charge. We can see over here in this picture that the balloon is acquiring the negative charges, right? Now when it is acquiring the negative charges, it will try to pull the positive charge of the another object. So that is why the positive charge is accumulated in the wall, and as we already know, the positive attracts the negative, as we already know that the opposite charges attract each other. So that is why there is a tendency of the balloon to stick to the wall. Fine. This is why the charging by rubbing happens and there is a differences in the charge. Fine. So the same thing happen in case of this plastic comb and the very small papers, right? So you can take a plastic comb and comb your dry hair. Be very specific. I'm again and again telling you dry hair. Okay. So now bring the same comb near the very small pieces of paper. What will you see? Yes, the comb will attract the very small pieces of paper and the pieces of paper will stick to the plastic comb, right? So why it is happening? Can you see in this picture? The charges which is present in the comb are all the negative charges, and the charges which are accumulated within the paper, these are the positive charges, and that is why it is attracting the paper and the paper is sticking to the comb, right? This is known as the static electricity, right? Okay. Now, for performing all these activities, we have to remember the frictional order. Okay, the frictional order of the electrostatic force. Fine. So over here we can see that the wool is the first one, second is the funnel, then the fard, sealing wax, then the glass, paper, silk, hand, rubber, amber, ebonite, and the plastic. So they are given certain numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So what happens over here when we will compare the two of them, we can see that the lower number will try to accumulate the negative charges. Fine. And the higher number will try to accumulate the positive charges. Fine. Let us find out with some activities or with some examples. So when any of the materials from the frictional order table are rubbed together, the one with the lower order will get the negative charge, as already I have told you, and one with the higher order gets the positive charge. Fine. So for example, if you rub the glass rod with the silk, so which will be positive? Yes, the silk, right? Because the glass is present in the fifth position and the silk is in the seventh position. So the silk will accumulate the positive charge and the glass will have the negative charge between this, right? Now coming to another example, like the ebonite rod rubbed with the far. So when will be the ebonite rod rubbed with the far which is present, we can say in the third position, it will accumulate the negative charge, right? And the ebonite is there in the 11th position, so it will be positive. So I guess you have understood already that whenever the materials are present in the lower orders, they are accumulating the negative charge, they are having the negative charge, and when they are in the higher order, we can say they are having the positive charge. Up to this much clear? Yes? How the charges are like discharging and how they are accumulated in the different materials? Fine. If you have any question, please ask me. I'll definitely give you the answer in the chat box. Okay, now let us move on to the different types of charges and their interaction. So as you already know that there are the two main types of charges. One is the positive charge and second one is the negative charge, right? So now we will see how this positive and the negative charge interacts with each other, right? So if you have any idea, please share in your in the chat box how the positive charge interact with the negative charge, how the positive charge interact with the positive charge, and the negative charge interact with the negative charge. Do you have any idea? Yes, definitely you have the idea. Yeah. Okay, now we can see here, as we already know this, that the like charges repel each other. We have already studied in the magnet chapter also, right? Yes, so the like charges always repel each other and the unlike charges always attract each other, right? So to see this with the help of an activity, what you have to do, take two balloons, right? So two balloons, by taking it, rub both the balloons with the same type of woolen cloth. So what will happen? Yes, and try to take those two balloons towards each other. So what will you see? Yes, hi Priyanshi, how are you? Okay, so what will you see? Yes, you will see that as they are rubbed with the same woolen cloth, they have acquired the same type of charge. That is, we can see over here is the negative charge, and that is why they are repelling each other. They are going away from each other, right? Yes, so we can see over here that they are repelling each other because the like charges always repel, as we already know that when you will take the positive charge with the positive charge, they will repel, and when you will take the negative with the negative charge, they will again repel, right? So in similar way, both the balloons are rubbed with the similar type of woolen cloth and they are carrying the same charge. That is why they are repelling each other. Clear up to this much? Yes? Okay. Now, in the second case, we already know that the unlike charges attract each other, right? To see that the unlike charges attract each other, again let us perform another activity. So what you have to do is rub one refill with the polythene and place it within a glass tumbler, right? Now rub a balloon with the woolen cloth, a different type of material. Okay, so we have already rubbed the refill with the polythene and we are rubbing the balloon with woolen cloth. Okay, so keep it in mind, we are rubbing both the objects with different types of materials, right? So as we are using different type of materials, obviously they will acquire some different types of charges, right? Some of them will acquire the negative charge like the balloon, and some with the positive charge like we can say the refill, right? Now take the balloon towards a little bit towards the refill. What will you see? You will observe that the balloon is sticking towards the refill, right? And the refill is attracting the balloon. Both of them are attracting each other. Why? Because both of them are having the different charges. Okay, so if the balloon is having the negative charge, the refill will have the positive charge because they have already rubbed with the two different materials. Fine. Up to this much clear how the different charges interact with each other, how the like charges repel and the unlike charges attract. Yes. Over here, we can see that the charged rifle and the charged balloon attract each other because they are differently charged, or the charges are different in their nature. Fine. So one is having the positive charge and another one is having the negative charge. So positive and negative always attract each other. Clear hai? Up to this much? Yes? If you have any question, please ask me. Okay. Now, have you ever seen that on a very dry day? Okay, you get some slight shock when you touch on the screen of the television or the computer monitor, right? With the picture tube. Yes, have you ever felt the very slight shock while touching them on a very dry day? Do you know why it happens? Yes. This also happens because some of the electric charges are accumulated on the screen, right? The electric charges are accumulated on the screen of this television or the computer monitor, and it gets discharged through your body. Okay, and that is why we are getting this light electric shock. Fine. So these are all the phenomena or all about the electric discharge. Okay. So this lightning is also dependent upon the similar type of phenomena, that is the electric discharge. Clear hai? But in a huge scale. Okay. Chalo. So let us find out some of the facts of lightning. So a single bolt of lightning is around 50,000 degree Fahrenheit, or we can say it can be 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Can you imagine? Yes? Okay. The odds of being struck by the lightning in your lifetime is 1 in 3,000. And the Empire State Building in New York is struck 24 times a year and was once struck 8 times in 24 minutes. Okay. So these are the different facts you can understand or you can remember. Okay, so this is all about the different things which we have discussed today about the natural phenomena, the very short introduction about the natural phenomena, the lightning, the charging by rubbing, how the different charges are accumulated in the different materials by rubbing them by the process of friction, as well as the types of charges and their interaction. Fine. So I guess you have already. Hi Abhishek. Good afternoon, beta. Okay. So I guess you have already understood what we have discussed in the natural phenomena session for today. Today was the first session. So we will discuss more about this in the second and third session. So let me give you some homework for this. Okay. So for homework, just write down the question in your copy as you always do. Yes. So your first question will be, what do you mean by natural phenomena? Okay. Written? Yes. Okay. Now your second question will be, what are the different types of natural phenomena? So what you have to explain over here? You have to explain there are 3 types of natural phenomena: meteorological, geographic, and oceanographic. Right? Okay. So you have to write at least one sentence about them, as well as you have to give some examples. Fine. And your third question will be, what do you mean by lightning? Yes, you have written it. Okay. And your last question, that is the fourth question, will be, how charging can happen by rubbing. Explain it with the help of an example. Okay, so this will be your 4 questions for homework. So we will discuss the answer in next class, as well as we will discuss about this chapter again, more about it, more about the lightning and earthquake in the next session. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Thank you for staying with me. Okay, thank you for staying with Swiflearn. So what you have to do, please subscribe our channel. Let me remind you, don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the updates of the upcoming sessions. Okay, so stay with Swiflearn. Please like, comment, and share with all your friends and family members. So thank you for today's session. We will again meet in the next session. So till then, bye bye. Take